girl and 6 of her friends all travel to an aunt's mansion in the Japanese countryside. Surprised by the scale of the building and everything it offers, the encounter with the aunt who owns the mansion encourages them to stay. The longer they stay in the house, however, they come to discover the house is devouring the girls one by one. In his essay, Unhinged Desire, At Home with Obayashi, published with the Eureka's Master of Cinema edition of this film, Paul Roquet states, according to director Nobuhiko Ôbayashi, it was his daughter who first came up with the idea of a house that consumes its inhabitants. She began imagining how scary it would be if her reflection were to come out and eat her. Her father, intrigued, asked her what else in the house might attack. She extrapolated houseborn horrors, electric lights dropping on her head, her body wound up in the gears of a grandfather clock, and the visual elements of Obayashi's house began to take shape. When viewing House, or Hausu, it will become apparent that visually the film has developed a unique aesthetic which reflects a childlike playfulness in its portrayal of potentially horrific events. The use of hand-drawn animation, stop-motion animation, stylized sets and painted backdrops are all implemented in developing the ethereal, dreamlike, innocent aesthetic to reinforce the film's intention of portraying horrors through a childlike understanding. Many of these techniques have been used in Obayashi's earlier advertisements, experimental films, and even his later films too, including the editing techniques of slowing down footage, speeding the footage up, and even the use of quick jump cutting. While also developing the sense of childish terror, it firmly places Obayashi's distinctive stamp on the film, known as his most renowned. To further the film's playfulness, it works effectively as a visual comedy with many distinctive images, from the supposedly wheelchair-bound auntie dancing into a fridge and appearing on the roof beams overhead, to the more unsettling yet still absurd and amusing image of a girl tinkering with a piano, only to be violently and vibrantly devoured by it. Within Hausu, this sequence is a mixture of shock and comedy. The idea of a girl being devoured by a piano is genuinely gruesome, yet the use of bright colours and cheeky edits when her body parts are dancing on the piano implements comedy. Other disturbing imagery within the film includes a girl behind bleeding clockwork, the severed head of a girl haunting her friend, a face engulfed with fire, and the house flooding with blood. The images here, some more amusing than others, are still surprisingly disturbing for a film which encourages the viewer to find humour everywhere else. This illustrates that, although it may be endearing to reflect back on childlike memories with a sense of humour and nostalgia, there is likely an underlying reluctance to ever revisit that which once terrified us. This psychedelic mixture of comedy and horror makes Hausu a unique viewing experience which is difficult to describe. This slapstick comedy, at times implementing animation and vibrant editing techniques, can be hilarious yet bizarre. The horror can be disturbing and morbid, but through the kaleidoscopic lens of an innocent, childlike perspective, the horror can also seem endearing, that something now so odd and silly would have once scared us immensely. If you have yet to see it, grab your friends and prepare for an unforgettable thrill. Hello and thanks again for watching. How did you feel about this film? Is this a film you enjoyed? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What elements of it did you really enjoy, or which elements did you hate about it? And for future videos, if you have any suggestions or recommendations for films you would like me to cover, just drop ideas down in the comments below if you'd like. Thanks for watching.